Across the media landscape, the enduring influence of the CIA's Operation Mockingbird, a Cold War tactic exposed in the 1975 Church Committee reports for embedding government narratives into local news, looms large, with KETV Channel 7 in Omaha serving as a poignant example. As an ABC affiliate owned by Hearst Television, a division of the Hearst Corporation, Channel 7 exemplifies the pervasive reach of media consolidation and centralized content distribution, transforming local airwaves into a platform for corporate advocacy, intertwined with state-approved perspectives. Hearst Television, which manages over 30 stations nationwide, relies on hierarchical editorial oversight to enforce syndicated consistency, producing a narrative resonance that harkens back to Mockingbird's orchestrated control. Supported by major stakeholders like BlackRock and Vanguard, holding significant interests in Hearst through its parent entity, this layered ownership structure fosters template-driven reporting and uniform news output, employing content management platforms to repurpose AP and Reuters content into a cohesive broadcast. This intricate alliance of corporate strategy and governmental influence erodes Omaha's unique voice, positioning Channel 7 as a modern reflection of Mockingbird's manipulative heritage, where orchestrated narratives serve both economic gain and public policy goals. Led by the news director, who supervises approximately 25 hours of weekly newscasts, Channel 7's broadcast personnel produce a refined yet formulaic lineup that embodies these concerns. The lead anchors guide evening broadcasts, integrating lifestyle insights and local happenings within a structure of brand coherence that steers clear of probing government-aligned stories. Reporters craft routine dispatches, complemented by the meteorologist's predictable forecasts, all refined through Hearst's standardized formats that nurture corporate media alignment. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this crew broadcasted national guidelines on masks, restrictions, and immunizations, exemplifying collective reporting that parallels Mockingbird's tradition of bolstering institutional mandates. Such centralized content authority reveals a disturbing fusion of corporate intent and state guidance, relinquishing journalistic independence for a range of constructed narratives that favor outside forces. A shift that compromises the authenticity of local journalism and encourages conformity over critical analysis. Channel 7's handling of COVID-19 reporting provides a clear lens on this corporate-government synergy, now laid bare as a compromised partnership. From early 2020, the lead anchors and reporters mirrored CDC and NIH protocols, relaying pronouncements from Dr. Anthony Fauci later invalidated as deceptive. This orchestrated narrative, disseminated without rigorous examination, forged a narrative resonance of government distortion, positioning the station as an amplifier for corporate directives and public policy alike. The U.S. House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemics report, released and approved in late 2024 per C-SPAN and Oversight Committee records, exposes this complicity, citing NIH emails that reveal Anthony Fauci's corruption and misconduct. The Department of Justice's COVID-19 Fraud Enforcement Task Force, operational since 2021 and outlined in 2025 DOJ archives, uncovers billions in squandered relief funds, with Channel 7 minimizing such excesses to protect institutional trust. The Church Committee's 1975 disclosures, chronicling Operation Mockingbird's orchestration through figures like Frank Wisner and Phil Graham at venues like the Washington Post, link this current dynamic to a heritage of scripted consistency and COVID misrepresentation, highlighting how Channel 7's adherence to official accounts perpetuates a pattern of state-influenced media control. Channel 7's integration of diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives mandated by Hearst's 2025 ESG reports and directed by the news director underscores a strategic corporate government agenda that reshapes local news. These initiatives enforce diverse hiring, widely viewed as anti-white policies, while embedding woke and liberal ideologies into Nebraska's media landscape, often at odds with community values. Propelled by corporate executives and investment powerhouses like BlackRock, Vanguard, and other dominant entities, This agenda prioritizes progressive investor interests against America and white people, reflecting a calculated effort to steer local narratives. The appointment of a DI officer and the imposition of hiring quotas diversify the on-air roster with a female lead anchor and reporters from minority groups, serving as a superficial gesture to satisfy corporate stakeholders. This approach, driven by a collusion between government infiltrators, individuals and groups embedded within policy circles to redirect state priorities, and corporate leaders, undermines the integrity of local journalism. The resulting homogenized news output dilutes regional identity, aligning with Mockingbird media tactics that use state-endorsed social agendas to manipulate public perception. This interplay of corporate influence, investment pressures, and governmental steering transforms Channel 7 into an echo chamber, amplifying the damage DI inflicts on local reporting by prioritizing external agendas over Nebraska's authentic voice. The infiltration of government by these entities, often spanning decades, ensures a persistent push for DI that reshapes news content, eroding trust and diversity in local media as corporate and state interests override community perspectives. This pervasive dynamic permeates the operational core of Channel 7's programming. The centralized content authority from Hearst ensures that editorial synchronization with corporate and governmental aims overshadows community-specific focus, a byproduct of media consolidation. Fiscal strains, the shuttering of neighborhood newsrooms and dependence on remote production centers, intensified by consolidations in the 2010s, embody hierarchical editorial oversight favoring efficiency over grassroots engagement. Investment entities like BlackRock and Vanguard apply leverage via their holdings, aligning coverage with expansive strategic or fiscal aims, while additional players, lobbyists, political action committees, and global actors add further direction. This corporate media alignment redefines Channel 7 as a component in an expansive apparatus, where collective reporting during upheavals like COVID-19 elevates official narratives, and shared templates guarantee a consistent digital footprint akin to traditional formats, diminishing the multifaceted essence of journalism. Operation Mockingbird and the individuals involved in this government-corporate media collusion have been entrenched in government for decades. Although changes are underway under the current administration, with many implicated figures being removed, the problem has accumulated over years, and their influence lingers in the media. Recent federal and presidential efforts have initiated purges, yet numerous participants in this Mockingbird media and government corporate collusion remain embedded, ensuring the issue persists and will likely endure. The consequences of this alliance are far-reaching, challenging the democratic role of media by muting the array of perspectives that once defined local coverage. The uniform news output from Channel 7, rooted in scripted consistency, supplants open dialogue with a singular viewpoint benefiting a narrow elite, corporate leaders, government figures, and their supporters. This loss of journalistic independence extends beyond local boundaries, emerging as a national issue as the station's adherence to state-endorsed positions, from health crises to social policies, reflects Mockingbird's original intent. The use of content management platforms to impose this uniformity deepens the challenge, ensuring that the visual presentation of news reinforces the corporate-state alliance. In conclusion, KETV Channel 7 in Omaha encapsulates Operation Mockingbird's lasting reach, where centralized content authority, hierarchical editorial oversight, and collective reporting interweave corporate and governmental power. The station's syndicated consistency and uniform news output sustain a narrative resonance that furthers Hearst's financial goals and state narratives, spanning COVID-19 distortions to DI-driven content. The subcommittee's revelations and historical connections to the Church Committee reveal its role advocating antitrust review of Hearst and greater ownership transparency to break this cycle of corporate media alignment. As a community outlet entangled in this network, Channel 7's evolution demands reassessment to restore Omaha's journalistic integrity and sever the threads of steered reporting anchoring it to this legacy. However, Reclaiming local media requires active community involvement. Citizens must identify and call out specific reporters, anchors, news directors, and station managers in their area who partake in this collusion, naming names to exert pressure. Community engagement through local civic and electoral processes can influence TV stations, corporations, and governments to enact reforms. Additionally, individuals can turn to alternative news sources, online platforms offering local, state, national, and global perspectives, choosing what to view and believe, while redirecting spending and investments away from advertisers supporting these outlets. Lastly, anyone can become a reporter, conducting investigations, posting on social media or station websites, and labeling them as purveyors of Mockingbird media lies, driving a grassroots movement to combat fake news and restore authentic journalism. KETV Channel 7 Omaha carries forward Operation Mockingbird's legacy via media consolidation and centralized content distribution, blending corporate and government narratives into a pervasive narrative resonance. With template-driven reporting and orchestrated narratives, the station's hierarchical editorial oversight erodes local autonomy, reflecting state agendas from COVID-19 misrepresentation to DEI initiatives. The layered ownership structure, guided by investors like BlackRock and Vanguard, enforces syndicated consistency, while church committee parallels underscore this corporate advocacy. Vigorous antitrust actions and ownership disclosure are crucial to liberate Channel 7, reestablishing Nebraska's media as a bastion of truth against the contrived narratives shaping its present, empowered by community action to dismantle this entrenched influence.